Hello everyone. Today we will discuss human brain. Human brain. So the human brain contains mainly three regions. Human brain contains three regions. First one forebrain. Second one midbrain. Third one hindbrain. Forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. So first one forebrain. So the forebrain contains mainly three regions. Forebrain contains mainly three regions. First one olfactory bulb. First one olfactory bulb. Second one cerebrum. Second one cerebrum. Third one diencephalon. Third one diencephalon. So the previous class we will discuss olfactory bulb and cerebrum we will discuss. Next today we will discuss diencephalon. Today we will discuss third one diencephalon. Diencephalon. So the diencephalon. So the diencephalon contains three regions. Diencephalon contains three regions. Three parts. Three regions are three parts. First one epithalamus. Epithalamus. Second one thalamus. Thalamus, epithalamus, thalamus. Third one hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. So the diencephalon is divided into three regions. First one epithalamus, thalamus and hypothalamus. First one epithalamus. Second one thalamus, epithalamus, thalamus. Third one hypothalamus. First one epithalamus. First reading epithalamus. First one epithalamus. So the epithalamus, it is a roof of the diencephalon. It is a roof of the diencephalon. It is the roof of the diencephalon. Epithalamus is the roof of the diencephalon. Roof means, so they are the upper side, roof of the diencephalon. Next one, it is a non-nervous part. It is a non-nervous part. It is a non-nervous part. So the non-nervous part means the other neurons are absent. It is a non-nervous part. It is fused with. It is a non-nervous part. The non-nervous part is fused with. It is fused with pia mater. It is fused with pia mater. It is fused with pia mater. The formation of the anterior choroid plexus. The non-nervous part fused with pia mater. The non-nervous part is fused with pia mater. The non-nervous part fused with the pia mater. The formation of anterior choroid plexus. Formation of anterior choroid plexus. Anterior choroid plexus. So the formation of anterior choroid plexus. So the formation of anterior choroid plexus. Anterior choroid plexus. Anterior choroid plexus. So first point, it is the roof of diencephalon. It is the roof of diencephalon. Next one, the epithalamus is a non-nervous part. The non-nervous part is fused with the pia mater. Pia mater means, so the brain covering membranes, they contain three membranes: dura mater, arachnoid mater and pia mater. So the non-nervous part of the epithalamus fusing with the pia mater. The formation of anterior choroid plexus. The formation of anterior choroid plexus. Anterior choroid plexus. Next one, so the behind the anterior choroid plexus, behind the anterior choroid plexus. Anterior choroid plexus. Behind the anterior choroid plexus, they formation of epithelium of the epithalamus. Behind the anterior choroid plexus, epithelium of epithalamus. Epithelium of epithalamus. Epithelium of epithalamus. They formation of pineal stalk. Epithelium of epithalamus, formation of pineal stalk. Pineal stalk. So the ending of the pineal stalk, they contain a bulb-like structure. Ending of a pineal stalk. Ending of a pineal stalk. Ending of pineal stalk, they contain bulb-like structure. Bulb-like structure called pineal body. It's called pineal body. It's called as pineal body. So these are the epithalamus. So they are the epithalamus. Once revise. So the epithalamus is a roof of the diencephalon. Epithalamus is the roof of the diencephalon. So the epithalamus is a non-nervous part. Epithalamus is a non-nervous part. So this non-nervous part fusing with the pyometer. Pyometer means, so they are the brain covering membrane. So the non-nervous part fusing with the pyometer, they formation of anterior choroid plexus. They formation of anterior choroid plexus. So the behind the anterior choroid plexus, the epithelium of epithalamus, they formation of pineal stalk. So these pineal stalk, ending of the pineal stalk, they contain a bulb-like structure. Ending of the pineal stalk, they contain a bulb-like structure. So this bulb-like structure is called as pineal body. The bulb-like structure is called as pineal body. So these are the epithalamus. Next, second one, thalamus. Second one, thalamus. So this thalamus is presenting on the roof of the midbrain. So it is present on the superior of the midbrain. It is presenting on the superior of midbrain. It is presenting on superior of midbrain. It is presenting on the superior of midbrain. Above the midbrain. It is presenting on the above the midbrain. Superior means above the midbrain. Above the midbrain. It is presenting on the above the midbrain. Above the midbrain. So it is presenting on the above the midbrain. It contains mainly, it is the controlling of sensory and it is controlling of sensory and motor signaling. It is controlling of the sensory and motor signals. So they are the thalamus. So thalamus, it is presenting on the above the midbrain. Thalamus, it is presenting on the above the midbrain. Next one, it is functioning as it controlling of the sensory and motor signalings. It is controlling of the sensory and motor signals. It controlling of the sensory and motor signals. Sensory and motor signals. It is controlling of the sensory and motor signals. Next one, third one. Hypothalamus. Third one, hypothalamus. So hypothalamus, it is the base of the diencephalon. It is base of the diencephalon. It is the base of the diencephalon. Hypothalamus, it is the base of the diencephalon. It is the base of the diencephalon. Next one, the hypothalamus, the formation of the funnel shaped. Hypothalamus, formation of funnel shaped. Funnel shaped structure is called infundibulum. Is called as infundibulum. Is called as infundibulum. So the hypothalamus, the formation of funnel shaped structure. Hypothalamus, the formation of funnel shaped structure. So this funnel shaped structure is called as infundibulum. So the infundibulum connecting from the hypothalamus and pituitary gland. Hypothalamus, the infundibulum, infundibulum connecting with epithalamus and hypothalamus and pituitary gland So they are the infundibulum. See the diagram. So these are the hypothalamus. So they are the hypothalamus. So the posterior side of the hypothalamus, they formation of funnel shaped structure. So this funnel shaped structure is called as infundibulum. So the infundibulum is connecting from the pituitary gland. So they are the pituitary gland. So the hypothalamus, the posterior side the hypothalamus, the inverse, the formation of the funnel shaped structure. So this funnel shaped structure is called as infundibulum. The hypothalamus, the posterior side, the formation of funnel shaped structure. So these are called as infundibulum. So the infundibulum is connecting from the pituitary gland. Next one, the hypothalamus contain some secretory cells. Hypothalamus contain some secretory cells. Some cells is called as neurosecretory cells. So they are hypothalamus contain some of these cells. So these cells are called as neurosecretory cells. So the neurosecretory cells, they secreting from the hormones. Neurosecretory cells secretion from the hormones. So they secretion from the neurohormones. The neurosecretory hormones, they secretion from the neurohormones. So in these hormones, it controlling of the, in this hypothalamus is controlling of the autonomous nervous system. It is controlling from the autonomous nervous system, ANS, autonomous nervous system, and it is also controlling from the ANS, autonomous nervous system, and thermoregulation, thrust, so osmoregulation, thermoregulation, osmoregulation, thirst, hungry means, and satisfy centers. So they are the controlling. So they are controlling from the, they are the influence. So they are controlling of the autonomous nervous system, and is the maintaining of the thermoregulation. Thermoregulation means the temperature of body. Next one, osmoregulation. Osmoregulation means maintenance of the water levels of the body. Next one, hungry. So they are the hungry. Next one, thirst. Thirst means, so they are the water, thirst. Next one, satisfy center. So they are the satisfaction. So they are the controlling from the hypothalamus. Is controlling from the hypothalamus. Once revised, hypothalamus. So it is the base of the diencephalon. It is the base of the diencephalon. So the posterior side of the hypothalamus, the formation of funnel shaped structure is called as infundibulum. So the infundibulum is connecting from the pituitary gland. Infundibulum is connecting from the pituitary gland. So the hypothalamus contain a cells. That cells are called as neurosecretory cells. The hypothalamus contain a cells. That cells are called as neurosecretory cells. So the neurosecretory cells, they secretion of hormones. The neurosecretory cells secretion of hormones. Next one, the hypothalamus is controlling of the autonomous nervous system. Hypothalamus is controlling from the autonomous nervous system, and it regulation of the thermoregulation. It is the thermoregulation. Thermoregulation means, so the body temperature is maintain the body temperature. Next one, osmoregulation. Osmoregulation means body water levels, maintain body water levels. Next one, hungry, thirst, and satisfy. So they are the maintaining of the hypothalamus. Next one, limbic system. Next one, limbic system. Next one, a limbic system. Next one, a limbic system. So the limbic system is formed by limbic system. Limbic system. So the limbic system is formed by the internal organs of internal parts of cerebral hemisphere. It is formed by internal parts of cerebral hemisphere. Internal part of cerebral hemispheres and amygdala and hippocampus. Amygdala and hippocampus. So these are combined to form the limbic system. So the limbic system is formed by the internal part of the cerebral hemisphere. Internal part of the cerebral hemisphere and amygdala and hippocampus. Internal part of the cerebral hemisphere, amygdala and hippocampus. So they are all combined to form the limbic system. Internal part of the cerebral hemisphere. Internal parts of the cerebral hemisphere, amygdala, hippocampus. Internal part of the cerebral hemisphere, amygdala, hippocampus. These three combined to form the limbic system. So the limbic system, its functioning is mainly it control sexual behavior. Mainly it control sexual behavior. So the limbic system is formed by the internal parts of the cerebral hemisphere, amygdala, hippocampus. These three combined to form the limbic system. So the limbic system main functioning of the controlling of sexual behavior, controlling of sexual behavior, and expression of emotional reactions. Expression of emotional reactions. Expression of emotional reactions. So they are controlled by the limbic system. So the limbic system is majorly formed by the internal parts of the cerebral hemisphere, amygdala, hippocampus combined to form the limbic system. So the limbic system function, it control mainly sexual behavior. It control mainly sexual behavior and expression of emotional reactions. Expression of emotional reactions is controlled by the limbic system. So the forebrain is completed. Forebrain is completed. The brain mainly containing three parts: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. So the first one, forebrain. So the forebrain containing three parts. First one, olfactory bulb. Second one, cerebrum. Third one, diencephalon. So the olfactory bulb functioning is the, so they are the identification of smell. Next one, cerebrum. The cerebrum containing divided into two cerebral hemisphere, left cerebral hemisphere, right cerebral hemisphere. The two cerebral hemispheres are connected by the corpora, the crura cerebri. So the corpora, they are the two cerebral hemisphere connected by the corpus callosum. Corpus callosum. Next one, the each cerebral hemisphere containing four regions: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe. Next one, the cerebral hemisphere containing gyri and sulci. So these are the increasing surface area of the cerebral hemisphere. Next one, it containing three areas: sensory area, motor area, and associated area. Sensory area, it is the receiving and sensory impulse. Motor area is controlling of the voluntary muscle movements. Next one, association area, it is the memory functions. So it is the memory functions. Next one, third one is the diencephalon. The diencephalon containing three parts: epithalamus, thalamus, hypothalamus. Epithalamus, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Next one, last one, limbic system. So the limbic system is formed by the internal part of the cerebral hemisphere and amygdala and hippocampus. These three combined to form the limbic system. So the limbic system is controlled by the sexual behavior and expression of emotional reactions. Next class we will discuss midbrain.